Alright, finally got my stream. Peter. Oh gosh, so do you see the stream? Hello everyone. And I have to use my camera just to see. My stream's not on. Do you see it now? Do you see me? Do you see me? Look at my hair. Alright, so I'm going to show you two things. The wiggle and the Kazowski. So I'm about to take out my headphones, right? Alright, I'll be back. Alright, well, for the people who are going to be watching this, here's the wiggle. Do not mind me moving this stuff out of the way. But like, oh, he has a lot of chairs in there. It's because we have, it's just the dinner table. Do not mind these chairs in the, I'm just kidding. So look, here's the wiggle. Now here's the second one. Oh gosh. So how did you think of my wiggle? Alright. The first one or the second one? Okay. Now here for Kazowski cake. Alright, so I'm gonna do Kazowski cake. Okay. Now I will fail. That's one thing for sure. Because I am not good at Kazowski cake. Oh gosh. My camera just went off. My camera just went off. 1 minute. Ow. Alright. So here's Kazowski cake. Move this out the way. And alright. Fail. Hold on. Yes.
There's something on the TV.
Hold on.
That says something about an invitation to a party.
It's fine.
What are you doing?
Don't worry about it.
What are you doing?
I'm doing the live stream. Here, leave me alone. I'm doing the live stream. I'm doing the live stream. Sorry about that. My cousin just asking what I'm doing.
Are you gonna post that?
So how did you like my Kazowski cake? Alright, let me do it again then. Alright, here. Just so it's better quality, just so it's more clear, I'm about to enable recording. Because then when I enable it, oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow, it says recording fail. So I can't make it clear, unfortunately. So I'm just gonna have to enable a camera. You're dropping your soda. Oh gosh. Alright, now. No, the quality is still even bad, so just can't take speed. Alright, so I just can't really take much speed. So what I'm gonna do real quick, I'm gonna try it again. So I got interrupted. See, look, You see how the speed is a little different? That's the problem. So when I kind of switch thing, I messed up really bad on that one. Messed up still. Ha! Oh my gosh, this is hard, dude. I'm practicing still.
Why would you be going? Hey! Hey!
Oh gosh, dude. Yeah, what was that retreat? Hello? Exactly, right? Alright. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I'll be back, hold on. Oh my god. Oh my. Alright. I'm gonna do this again. I'm sweating very bad, guys. Oh wow. Oh wow, my camera just went off. What in the world was that? It's what? Oh my gosh, dude. Oh gosh. Takes up a lot of energy. Hold on, I'm gonna get off the mic real quick again. Hold on. Alright. That was a pull off.
It wasn't the walkout, it was something else. I was on the first of my hand. I just want to walk all the way across.
As a matter of fact, let me enable.
Wait,
It says YouTube. This stream is sponsored by Coca-Cola. Okay, YouTube guy. Hold on. Hey, Peter, you're a YouTube guy, right? Okay, just making sure. Alright. And my stuff just went off again. Sorry about that, guys. Hold on. Alright, so. And my thing is about to freeze. So, I'm going to be showing you how I animate. So, first I'm going to put on my mic so I can hear Peter. So I'll be talking to somebody as I'm doing this. Alright, so, Peter. So, like I said, I'll be showing you how I animate. So, let's get a stick note. Alright, so, Peter. It's way smoother like this when I do not have a live stream on, but because I have a live stream on, It's gonna be a kind of little laggy, but so this is how I animate. So basically, this is a character. I know. So basically, we can just go ahead and let me show you how to animate. So, hold on, I'm gonna have to turn off my chat for a second. Alright, that's better. Okay, so, okay. Peter, can you see this better? Alright, so, first off, what we do is we have this little guy right here that we can see. And each circle, for you people who do not know what sticky nose is, each circle represents a limb, and you can move it to move each limb. So what I can do is I can actually just make him look like he's about to do, because that's the, I'm kind of obsessed with that, but who cares? So I can actually do this. Peter, do you see it? Now what we can do is we can do this, and then we can go ahead and do this. But this looks like extremely bad quality, so what we're going to do is we're going to delete him because we don't need him around. Well, we can actually add more people because I've actually downloaded people. Now, you're probably like, oh, okay, why did you just click that button? Now, what this button does is it makes it smoother. And I'll get to that in a minute. But first, let me show you. So, Laserman. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get out a guy that I kinda edited a little bit, and I call him Laserman. It's basically just an angel with no wings, who is basically just Shadow, which is his name's Laserman. And simply we can just animate him any way we want. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make him look like he's doing breakdown, and so basically he looks like he can look like anyway he could look like he's doing breakdown or something. And then we can even stretch out the limbs any way we want, because even if you just want to modify it, you can just like edit it like that. So what we can do is you can just edit it like that. I'm kind of stuttering, but who cares? So basically we can make him look like he's literally. Sounds dark. My friend just said he just demonetized somebody. Sounds pretty dark, but who cares? Oh my gosh, dude, my face is so sweaty. Okay, so we can make him look like this. Alright, so we're gonna, oh gosh, dang. Alright, so basically, as you see, we just made him do this, and I'm gonna make him look like he is scared. So I'm going to, like, we can actually reset the length by just clicking on the reset length button, and it will make it same size as it used to be, and it will just make him look like he's scared a little bit. He's not supposed to look like anyone, really, so just stick him in now that he kind of looks scared. And I kind of look scared a little bit, see? Okay, now let's actually get to the animating and the smoothness. So first we get on to the animating. So what we can do is I'm gonna add him back. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm actually just gonna have to add him back. So we'll just use the arrow that I pulled out in the menu where we go here. There's basically a little thing up here, and you click on the part in the middle, and we scroll up a little bit, it will say show arrows. Now I cannot click on it because I already have it here. But if I remove it, you'll be able to click on it. So basically, you will be able to click on it. It's really helpful. So now what we'll do is we'll make a little animation. I'll actually show you animation I already made. So let's just click on a new project, and let's open a project that I made before. So I'll call this CameraCheap. Has stopped working. I just made it myself, and I did not use any tips for it, really. So Peter, come look at this. Peter, are you watching? So watch this. Okay, now this is a little better. You see that? You see how I did that? So basically we can just stop that anytime. Now this is how I did the frame by frame. I just made it to look like that he is moving. Like this to look. So basically here's the first frame, and what I did is I did something called non-tweening. Now let me get into this. So basically, as you see, with the tweening is on, which is what makes it look smooth. But if I took away the tweening, this is just what it would look like. Very bad quality. It's not because of the live stream, it's only because I took away tweening. So, Peter, if you look at this is what it looks like when I take away tweening. But then when I add the tweening, it looks way better. Now, that's actually not the original speed. The original speed is actually 10, but I put it to 7 because it would be a little bit slower. Otherwise, it would look too fast like this. So, Peter, do you see this look? Okay, oh yeah, he is exposing there. Okay, so we're just gonna put it back to 7 only because that's just its original speed. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it and we're gonna hit 7. Now, if it was at its lowest speed, 1, you'd be able to see it up close. Like this. So this is what it looks like at the low speed and the highest speed possible, 60. Then we'll be able to see what's going on. So we'll just go back outside. Okay, so because it's already saved, and I didn't have to save it for it because it was already saved and still like the way it is. I don't have to save it, so sometimes I just give the animations a random name when I'm not really gonna upload it. So look at this. I call this the laserman's shot. So as you can see, that's a laserman, and I actually do not call him a and the other guy that's trying to shoot, who just disappears when he tries to shoot him. Sometimes the laser won't show up because of how fast it goes. Okay, so basically, as I was saying, basically, I put this on 7, and it looks way better, and you can actually see the beam more often. Now, this, it will disappear a little bit sometimes, but it's just a glitch. So basically, it will not come out like this. The beam will still be there. It just happens because of the loop. Now, if I put it on loop, it would be a little different. It would look like this. This is what it would look like if it was a loop. But if I take off loop, you can see the big difference. Now, if you basically know what he's shooting, he's just shooting a death beam, trying to shoot the guy. Now, the guy who just shoots all the lasers, I end up calling him Laserman because he just shoots lots of lasers out of his hands. And the other guy over there with the little hat, as you can see, is basically blended in with his body himself. I'll call him Kickman because basically he just likes to kick. That's just basically his only thing he does. And he actually has a really good durability on his legs. How he usually controls them. Sorry guys, I'm over here having my digestion problems. So basically, as you can see in the animation, how it looks like he's actually shooting with the sound, and the sound is already into the games. The sound is already added into the app. So basically, I don't have to download any sound just for it to make that sound. But if you want to download sound and add it in, you can do that. But I didn't do that. Now, as you see, the Kickman has his little hat. And as I was saying, though, let me tell you why they're both called Lasermans. Enough for their ability and their little story. So, before I do all that, I'm going to go upstairs real quick because it's better to explain it upstairs. So, the Laserman's origin is I didn't really come up with it, but I'm now just going to come up with one because I actually do not have an origin. But I'm just going to make one anyway because I actually do not care. So, basically, Laserman's origin is he was born in electricity. And
I'm still here.
Hold on. I'm gonna go somewhere else because my cousins are talking. So basically, as I said, the Laserman was born in the electric because, as he was being born, his mother was actually electrocuted and things in the hospital. I forgot what it's called, but her mother was actually accidentally shocked with some of the electric and got electrocuted a little bit. So, yeah, because basically one of the things went malfunction. But luckily, his mother still survived. And the baby was actually kind of crying a lot during the time he was born. He was crying so much that basically he was crying for about at least 30 minutes straight. And 2 days later, the mother and the father discovered that with the Laserman, or basically if you want to call him his regular name, his regular origin name, his nickname is just Laserman, but if you actually call him his regular name, his regular name is actually just it's John. I forgot what it's called again. It's actually John Vera. I just forgot the name. It was John Vera. Now, John Vera was discovered after a few days, like 2 to 3 days later. The parents discovered there was the baby started having things kind of have black marks on it a little bit. And they didn't know what that was, and they just thought it was poop stains. But when they discovered it was pretty hot, they knew it was not poop. That actually kind of sounds nasty, but you obviously know why they would think it was poop stains. But then they saw it was pretty hot and had smoke coming out of it, and they realized it was basically electric coming out of the thing. Well, no, you would realize that it's electric shocks from the baby, but they actually thought it was just some weird fire going on that somehow got burnt out. Now basically, Laserman, or should I say John Vera, or if you just want to say John ended up having electric come out of every from his body, and it was just glowing. He was glowing yellow, and when he was glowing yellow, he was what was known as a form called the Godspeed John. And Godspeed John is basically where he has Godspeed, and not only Godspeed, but light electric speed power. Now, his electric is so fast that he can make it speed of light. But right now, he is not in that humorous form, right, that he is in, where he's in the godlike the godlike John. So basically, he's not in that form, but his best form to pronounce him instead of pronouncing him godlike John is lightning. Is the bolt basically, and a lot of people like to call him the super bolt or just the bolt. Now he does turn yellow only because of its electrics, and do not think it's some weird spin-off of Dragon Ball Z because their hair goes yellow and their skin gets a little more tan only because they go Super Saiyan. Do not think that. Now, apparently, this John Avera guy, later on, and when he was 5 years old, he was eating food. And as he was eating his food, he realized that every time he put his food in his mouth, it would randomly shock his tongue. No, not shock his tongue. It would randomly shock his food to where it would go black, and it would kind of taste a little more burnt, because apparently he had charcoal too. He was starting to have a little charcoal, more burnt taste, because apparently he didn't know how to use his powers, and he was actually using his electric powers during the time, and he didn't mean to use them, but he was just using them at the time by accident. And apparently what was happening at the time, then a month later, he ended up discovering how to use his powers after he realized he had powers. A week later, he discovered he had powers, and then a month later, he knew that he had that he was able to control his powers, and then he nicknamed himself Laserman. And he was able to shoot yellow.
Happy birthday, Aries!
He was able to shoot yellow beams and red beams. Now hold on, I'll be back.
You're not doing anything,
Happy birthday, Aries! I was just saying, happy birthday to my cousin. Anyway, as I was saying, so basically what happens is
that's nice.
this John Rivera guy, let's just call him John. John ends up later on, and he ends up later on when he's 16. Now, basically his parents discovered he had powers when he was only a baby, like when he was glowing yellow. They just didn't tell him until he discovered it. And yeah, so yeah, they just didn't tell him until he realized and discovered that he had powers. Now, later on in his future when he was 16, he got into a fight because he actually was in a fight, but there was a bully in his way, and he was basically, he actually was, when he was 16, he looked like he was 19 because of how tall he was, basically my origins of how high and tall I am. So basically, yes, I am going to keep saying basically. As he encounters his bully, this is how the fight starts. Basically, the bully's like, oh, he's just like, he's just looking for somebody random to bully, and all of a sudden he gets the kid with electric powers, John, and he's like, what you doing there, punk? Yeah, you better do my homework, or you're gonna be beat tomorrow. Yeah, I know that sounds pretty cringy, so if you want a new sentence, come up with your own. In your own way. So basically, the bully was he was just bullying him in any way. He was just saying how much random stuff for him to do, commanding him in very mean ways, calling him names like punk, and just calling all the random names a bully would call somebody. And Laserman is not happy with that, and he just gets mad. And all of a sudden, he gets so mad, he ends up turning the color yellow. And not only yellow, but at first he turns yellow, and because he's transforming. But then he even goes so yellow, he straight up turns red because he's so mad. So, but it's in a transformation. Now you're probably like, Now what are we doing? Rip-offs now still? Super Saiyan God. Super Saiyan God, he goes from Super Saiyan that's yellow to Super Saiyan God, which is red. Yeah, let's not talk about that. 'Cause I wasn't even thinking of that until now. He only turns red because of his anger, and also because of his beam. Now he gets so mad that he steps on his foot, and when he's in the air raging with this huge key ball around him, and it's just this huge key blast just raging over him, like he's just being so overwhelmed. And he's so mad that when he steps back on foot from floating in the air, he has his face just looking straight at the bullet. Everybody, all the pedestrians around him, just all the school pedestrians, just all of a sudden gets in a hiding spot. That even though the laserman knows where they are, but the laserman's still not going to try to hurt. He gets so mad that the laserman walks up foot to the bully, and the bully just looks at him, freaking terrified, but not only terrified, mostly surprised. But he's not really so terrified, only 30% terrified, only because he's like, oh, this dude has powers, dude. Like, I don't know if I can beat him. Like, basically that type of fear. And the laserman points his hand, he points his arm and his hand, he points his finger straight up at the bully's forehead. And all of a sudden, he not only pulls up his finger, then he makes this little beam coming out of his finger, and he shoots him through the head. But that beam is actually not going to kill him. It's one of his beams of what he calls the knockout beam, because it only hurts you so badly that you just knock out. But it doesn't hurt you so bad to where you basically don't. It doesn't hurt you that bad to where it literally shoots extremely through your head to where you see the hole and you actually die, which is kind of the Mortal Kombat type of brutal. Now, after he does all that and the bully's knocked out on the floor, he knows how to achieve this so-called red form after discovering it. And after a while, later on next year, when he's 17, he encounters the bully again. And the bully is somehow electrocuted as well. Now, this is kind of a between thing, because he's heard about a kid who's been electrocuted. He found that out. He electrocuted himself with just thinking of powers. And that did nothing to him but put him in the hospital. And it did give him powers, but he still just don't know how to use it correctly. And he didn't get as much as Laserman. He only got one little move. And that one move was basically that if he had the move to touch somebody with his hand, and it would make them electrocuted. But it only worked on other people. Basically, have their hand bruised, and they wouldn't have to go to the hospital, depending on how weak they are, and what their age is, and basically how much puberty they basically went through. And what happens is he can touch the laserman, and it won't shock the laserman, period. But he has actually, it doesn't sting the laserman, but it actually puts an effect on him to where he actually gets paralyzed. But he can only do it every once in a while to paralyze someone, which is the only person to paralyze is laserman. And he's actually lucky to still even be alive from being electrocuted, because basically a lot of people don't survive being electrocuted. And basically a lot of people wouldn't even get powers. They just shouldn't be electrocuted and end up in the hospital, or just end up on the floor. But yeah, so the bully tries to come to the laserman, and he's like, and as they're going on fighting again, having their battle, the laserman is able to fly, and then the bully just is surprised that he's looking at him being able to fly. He's like, oh, fly, huh? Well, I can do that too. And now the bully is able to fly too. Now, if you want to come up with a name, if you want a name for the bully, I'm not going for the name Bill because it's Bully the Bill or Bill the Bully. That's kind of a more common name for a bully. So basically, his name is just going to be Hank from now on. Now, Hank. The question is, the logic is, how are you able to fly from electricity? Now, the thing is that in the Stickman world, I'm basically going to make this up. It's different there. For the world, electricity has this thing where whoever gets electrocuted, if you're lucky enough to survive, you're not only lucky enough to survive, but if you're lucky enough, you'll be able to fly. And you have a very rare 5% chance of being able to fly. From not only you not only have a rare chance of being lucky to even survive being electrocuted, but if you survive, you also have a lucky chance of you might be able to fly, depending on what your little where it depends on just what type of just depends on whatever type of electricity you have, because basically the electricity has chemical in it. Sorry about that back. He has been basically cursed to stay at the age. Is cursed to not to never age because of the effect on his DNA. It actually made it to where his whole family. Years later, the bully is still somehow alive. Should I say Hank? The Hank guy is also just actually. He turned out to also be 25, but just only to be a day. Only to be a day after the years, after the next year, a day after the end of the country again. And what's kind of weird is that the bully and Hank were actually born on the same day, and it just turns out that it was just only not that it's just that they were born on a different hour. So basically Hank was still older than him from only a few hours. But it makes no sense because basically there's nothing to miss out on that. So now the bully Hank, as you see on the screen how the laserman trying to shoot somebody, that is not Hank. That is just the kickman. And I'll get to that in a minute, because I'm almost done explaining. So, basically, what happens is, John, or should I say Laserman ends up, he ends up using his beam again. But this time, instead of using any random beam, he's using a beam that has an effect on actually being able to kill you. But the beam, even though it's able to kill you, he doesn't really want to use it that much on him, so he'll use it on once. But it's a little bit, but it's actually on the right of his chest above his heart. It's not exactly above, but it's in the line where his heart is. But he doesn't shoot the heart, he shoots his chest. And as he shoots him in the chest with the beam, he's knocked down, and he is basically taken to the hospital. No, it was never to be found again, but it's still going to be able to survive. Not only to survive, it survived that beam, but it was never to even try to even encounter him again. After finding out how painful his shot was, that it was even his weakest shot. Now, getting on further into the story of him, as he's starting to age, he encounters other stickmans that are basically like him, that have different powers, like Hecray and others, and then he ends up going into something what is called the SN Squad, which stands for the Stick Note Squad. And basically the Stick Note Squad makes it to where he's being able to animate. He was being able to be downloaded and animated in any, and I literally say any, I mean in any animation if they wanted to go ahead and animate him. But the problem was that he wasn't really able to be animated because he was a stick figure that was created basically by me and has not been submitted yet. So he was basically simple. He has just turned into a shadow. That's basically how he was. Now, he is aged and he actually wanted to get in fights with Hickory only because they agreed to. They wanted to do animation fights sometimes just for fun, but they would always still be friends and they would do fights on purpose because they asked each other if like they would want to do a little quick mini fight for animation, just for action. Now, getting on to the Kickman, which is the guy who can basically move anywhere. The Kickman has a reason why he's called a Kickman. Kickman has this reason to be called a Kickman because he has the ability to do any type of kick move out there possible. Kick dances, just kick moves, kick attacks, anything. So if you try to punch him, that leg, you can use his leg literally just to stop your punch. Sorry about the background. Now, as you're doing this little thing, basically who's trying to shoot, what happens is, you are mostly found in Ohio. Standing on his tip of his toes, basically holding onto his knees as if he was going to do the Kazowski kick. Now, the Kazowski kick ends up coming from Russia. And this Kazowski kick that came from Russia. Sorry about the background music, but anyway. So basically, sorry about the background music. This is basically my cousin trying to be cringy singing. So anyway, Kickman here's this actual 2 reasons why he's called the Kickman. Number 1, he only uses his legs to attack. But he does use his hands normally. He does use his hands normally. But he does use his hands, to do normal stuff. But he mostly uses his legs to attack. And he's not only uses his legs to attack, but he even uses his legs to, he's actually, because he's so good at using his legs, he's very good at doing things like soccer or whatever sport includes legs. It's like any ball that requires legs, he's really good at it. He's really good at using like his hands too, but mostly his legs. His hands are decent. He can use his legs very fine, but his legs are mostly shown. Now, the durability on his legs makes it to where he doesn't really have lots of pain on crouching down. And this Kazowski kick, little pose. And if you try doing that now, that Kazowski kick pose, that basically Russian pose, your legs will start to hurt because of all the weight that pushes down on you, on your legs. And he was mostly seen in doing things like the SpongeBob dance, if you know what that is, because it requires his legs. Or doing things like backflips, mostly using his legs. And sometimes, and most of the time, as a matter of fact, he is also mostly seen doing the Kazowski kick itself. Even though mostly seen doing the little Kazowski kick pose, also mostly seen in doing the Kazowski kick dance itself. And basically, this so-called laserman who has this ability to basically just do many things. He was basically born with the power because of the world he came from, and he ended up being teleported into the SN world itself, the Stick World's world. But basically, it's basically no origin of where he came from, to be honest. Now, he was trained to have his legs born ready, and as soon as he was born, 2 days later, he was able to walk. 2 days later, literally. After he tried his first attempt at walking, he actually succeeded that without failing at all. Halfway through walking, he fell halfway walking only because he slipped on a toy. But other than that, he was able to get right back up and just keep walking. He was a baby. Now, it turns out that nobody knows where the origin of where his home came from.
Ever played it?
But it turns out his home, this is gonna actually be the biggest hit of why he's able to do things like contested kick, and why his legs are actually really good. This is actually the biggest hint of why his legs are so good, because he was actually born from the world at TF2, but nobody knows where he was born. But everybody knows that he was born in the world of TF2, and if you don't know what TF2 means, it means Team Fortress 2, which is actually a game where like they have the red side and the blue side and like this whole Russian thing, and lots of them do Russian kicks, and he is one of them. The Kickman, which his original name is Cowper. He has 3 names. He actually has 3 names. All of his 3 names is Archetype, Cowper, and Servo, because that's just his nicknames. Most people like to call him Servo or Cowper because Archetype is basically a known name, and people only call him that in battles. And the reason why he has 3 names is because when people know what his regular name is, Archetype. No. When people already know what his name is, Cowper and Servo, people don't know. His enemies don't know that his name is Archetype, and people don't know that he has the name Archetype. And Archetype, people say Archetype, come here, and they basically know that it's not Cowper or Servo because basically it's not those names. They don't think it's Cowper or Servo. We're basically the same people. It's Archetype. Then that way they don't have to look all around them and search for Cowper. Just literally trying to look for him. Like, oh, yep, this is weird. They ended up encountering this extremely weird rifting portal, and somehow he went inside because he didn't know what it was, and as he went inside, he ends up having himself go through this huge portal. And this portal makes it to where he teleports through. And he ends up teleporting the SN world, but all of a sudden his body goes dark only because shadowing to stick nodes is one thing that is a huge rule in the whole entire SN community. But Kickman, he's mostly seen doing any type of a disaster kick, and he can see doing any disaster kick. It does not matter what type. He is just seen doing any. Now he is actually able to do things like the Scout from TF2. And if you know who the Scout is, the Scout is simply another guy from TF2, which I'm not going to explain because it's too much. Now, Now, the thing is, the kickman. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. The kickman, or still called archetype. Archetype was actually meant to be an engineer. But he didn't want to be an engineer because he knew nothing about it. So he had to be a kickman, which was never a thing because he just wanted to be one. And it was never a thing, but he just wanted to be one, and he just made it up, but he had an engineer hat on that was actually just black. Which, when you think about it, makes no freaking sense. Now, if you were to find what weapon the kickman uses sometimes, and he doesn't use his feet, he does use his hands. That happens every once in a while. And not actually every once in a while, but that happens more often when he's at a battling career, when he's meant to battle. Because his kicking is actually OP. Which, for you people who do not know what OP means somehow, it simply just means overpowered, which means that, yeah, you can be easily defeated by someone who's OP if you get it. Now, the kickman, as he's found doing this little Kazakhstan kick dance, he has his little teammates also able to do Kazakhstan kick. Only due to the forgot what it's called. Only due to the structure of stickmen. Hold on real quick. Okay, sorry about that. So, basically he uses guns. Not any type of guns, my bad. No, not my bad. He doesn't use guns, my bad, sorry. I keep forgetting about what he does. He uses Power Fist. Because he actually has Power Fist. Because he was meant to be an engineer. And as he was meant to be an engineer, and he was still an engineer, he had to learn at least one thing if he did want to be an engineer. And he learned how to actually make Power Fist. And he not only learned how to make Power Fist, but he learned how to make Fleet Foot boots. Which makes it to where, if he has Fleet Foot boots on, it makes it to where he can not only have double jump, but he can also do many things like run fast. And also his Power Fists just make it to where his fists are still strong. Now, one time he ended up encountering a blue. And he's a red. And if you don't know what that means, I mean, he is on a red team, and the blue team is his enemies in TF2. Like how in the British or Russian, there's red people, and there's the red team and the blue team. The red jackets, the blue jackets, or whatever. And there's basically different people, and he was on the red, which is the most common. And one time he ended up doing Kazakhstan kick, and he was in a room with another friend. And that friend was of course, on his red team. And a blue scout accidentally came in and realized there's reds in there, and he thought he was going to die. But they actually kept doing Kazakhstan kick so bad, and they didn't even mind wanting to kill him because they were doing Kazakhstan kick. And basically, it was just an accidental walk-in. And as they walk in, as they walk in and all that stuff, he does Kazaf's kick too. After it turns out that they're not gonna kill him. But basically, Kickman has now just been spotted in the SN world. But sometimes he does have the ability to go back in his regular TF2 world sometimes, but mostly spends most of his time in his SN world. But yeah, I'm done talking. So thank you guys for watching. We've went 57 minutes of live stream, but I hope you guys enjoy. Bye.